Everyone talks about chasing a dream build. Everyone talks about chasing a dream car. Very few people talk about what happens when you actually catch it. Because the truth is, most of what people get wrong about dream builds has nothing to do with the build. I'm Johnny O. I've built a few cars that stood out in parking lots, and cars that stood out on showroom floors. And what I've learned is this: dreams rarely fail all at once. They fail slowly, over time, through exhaustion, through bad assumptions, through not fully understanding what you signed up for. And that is what this episode's about. Most people think the hardest part is building the car. And in a lot of ways, it is. But nobody talks about what happens after. Once your car stops blending in, your life doesn't blend in anymore either. And that sounds cool. And most days, it is. But nobody really talks about the trade-offs. Here's the first thing people get wrong. They think attention is something that you can turn on and off. You can't. Some days people want to talk. Some days they want pictures. Some days they want to tell you about the car they almost built in 1997. And some days you're tired, you're late, you just want to grab some food or run some errands without becoming an event. Some days filling up gas turns into a 30-minute stop and an unplanned photo shoot. That's not an excuse to be a jerk, but it's something nobody prepares you for. Then there's the stuff no one daydreams about. Where you park, where you don't park, how far you're willing to walk to avoid door dings. Whether running a quick errand is worth the mental load, or is it easier just to drive all the way back home to grab your daily? Not because you don't love the car, because you don't have the mental bandwidth to answer 20 minutes worth of questions between the parking lot and the front door. Your dream car doesn't turn off just because you're busy. I've talked before about momentum, burnout, and planning. This is part of that. A dream car doesn't just cost money, it costs bandwidth. You also become more aware. Where you park, where the potholes are, who's watching, which neighbors feel a little bit off. You think 2 or 3 steps ahead, not because you're paranoid, because you care. Some people build cars thinking they'll get attention from women. Breaking news: about 98% of the attention you'll get are from guys. From older guys, from kids, who are also guys. If you build a car for external validation, you're going to be very confused by the results. You'll never please everyone. There will always be one group of haters. Build the car for you and let everything else fall into place. But here's the part people also miss. There are some unexpected wins. Free food at drive-thrus sometimes, random discounts at auto part stores, showing up to an event or a hotel and getting VIP parking. Someone appreciates your work, not because you asked, but because you inspired them. Most moments don't show up in fantasy. And sometimes the biggest payoff isn't the money or the attention. It's watching someone else realize a dream is possible because they saw yours. And it's one of the reasons I still build. What everyone gets wrong about chasing a dream car is thinking the build ends when the car is finished. It doesn't. That's when the responsibility starts. You don't just own the car, you represent it. If you have sponsors, you represent them too. If you're part of a car club, you represent something bigger than yourself. The way you carry yourself reflects back on more than just you. Everything is amplified now. Cell phones, social media, everyone has a camera now. That job that you grind so hard to get, now they know that stupid thing you did on the road. You can go viral overnight, and it's not always the reason you want. And that's when you decide whether the car becomes a burden or a bridge. Here's another part nobody talks about. People will judge you instantly, good or bad, just from the car. I've always looked young for my age, and I didn't come from money. I built what I have on a budget over time. But people didn't see that. They saw the car, and they filled in the blanks. Some assume I came from money. Some assume everything was handed to me. I never really got a chance to explain the truth. With my Celica, I got pulled over constantly. almost every time I saw a cop. Sometimes it was a ticket, sometimes state ref. Sometimes they just wanted to take a picture because their kid loved cars. That's cool, but it still took time I didn't plan for. With the Lotus, it's different. I didn't get harassed much. I got approached. Off-duty officers, oftentimes with the nod of respect that says this car was built with intention. One time, I pulled up to a stop sign at the exact same time as a squad car. We're facing each other. And I'm thinking, this is about to be expensive. Then the passenger motions to me to rev it. I'm looking at him and the driver joins in to give it some gas. I looked at them and I'm like, are we really doing this? I was a little hesitant, but I gave a little rev up to 3K. Both of them lit up. That was both terrifying and satisfying at the same time. Same builder, different signal. And here's something else nobody talks about. A dream build forces you to grow into it. You start carrying yourself differently. It even changes how you take care of things. You can't roll around with dust and brake dust caked on everything and still expect it to feel like a dream. It means scheduled washes, polish, wax, ceramic, wheels that stay pristine, detail that most people ignore. Not because you're obsessed, because you respect what you built. There's a difference between caring for something and performing for attention. You don't just build the car builds you. It forces you to ask whether you're ready to match it. The key difference between my two cars, the Celica looked rebellious. The Lotus looked purposeful. One felt like something that needed to be checked. The other feels like something that was engineered. So when I say chase that dream car, I don't just mean a model. I mean the version of yourself. Build the car. Don't just lie to yourself about what it requires. Because if you're willing to carry it, it will carry you further than you expected. This is Tuner Playbook, a guide for dreamers to build something extraordinary. Let's go get it.